What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Post Credit Chat. My name is Mark, and this is Sam. And today we are going to be reviewing for you Season 2 of Stranger Things. If you missed it, our Season 1 of Stranger Things is live now on YouTube. So go check us out at youtube.com/Post Credit Chat. You can also find us at some of our other channels, which is TikTok, Instagram, BlueSky, X, and as we just said, YouTube. Go find us, give us a follow. Like our content. Hey, even if you don't like our content, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, Sam, we're going to go ahead and jump into Season 2. Here's kind of where I want to go real fast. Season 1, when we were reviewing it, we kind of got to the end and we made a statement saying, it's a 10 out of 10. We don't need to rank it. We kind of blew past it. Whether or not it is a 10 out of 10, we should give it the devoted time, and we are obviously on Season 2, but let's just give a few minutes real quick to Season 1. I just want to hear from you. What would you rank Season 1 on a scale of 1 to 20 point scale? What would it be for you?
I think that I want to give it a 10 because
Okay.
I'm like, wow, this is awesome. But I think realistically, I give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
What holds it back for you?
I think that there's places it could have been better. I don't think it was bad anywhere, but I think there are certain like pacing things they could have done, or just kind of small things all along the way that could have been done like a little bit better, maybe. And that's
I get that.
nitpicky. Like that's definitely a I don't know what the word is, but I guess maybe a stuck up review, but it could have done better. That's all.
It sounds like you're like, hey, a 10 is a big number.
It is.
I'm going to hold off on a 10.
I am. Hopefully for Season 5.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you just spoiled your rankings of the other seasons.
I didn't actually.
Okay. For me, I think when I look at this season, if there's one thing I remember, I was living on my own. I was living in my 1-1 apartment, or even it was a quadplex is where I was living, to be specific, because I need to be specific for this ranking.
It matters. Details matter.
The details matter. It was like 10 o'clock at night. Stranger Things was on Netflix. Never watched it, but I was like, hey, I don't like scary shows, but I'll jump into it. Not knowing anything about, Stranger Things. All I just knew is it looked scary. But I turned it on, started watching it, and lo and behold, I think I watched like 5 episodes right then and there, and I finished the rest of it the next day. But what got me, what the hook was, the vibes, but the 80s atmosphere, the song choices they had going with the Season 1, the kids cast was great. I mean, there's a lot of things I think that hit on a lot of high notes for me. I might spoil a ranking of a future season, and there is a season I like more than Season 1. And because of that, I'm not going to give this a 10. I'm going to give it a 9. I do have another season that I view more, I like it more than Season 1. I'll just leave it there.
All right.
So all that to say, I'm glad we're able to jump back into the world of Stranger Things. This has been great. Now we're looking forward to Season 2. All right.
Heck yeah.
So let's see. Season 2, let's do this. I feel like it'd be best, because there is a transition from Season 1 to Season 2. Let me real quick just read off a few things that kind of paint us a picture as to where we're at with Season 2. What was happening at the end of Season 1 leading into Season 2. So at the end of Season 1, we saw that Will, he's back home from the Upside Down, right? He got saved, but he's clearly not the same kid, right? 11 took down the Demogorgon. Go her. She killed it. But then she obviously vanished. She went right back into the Upside Down, or that's where we're led to believe she went. Did she disappear? Did she die? We don't know. But then kind of a few minutes later, we get little hints as to, hey, she's not dead. She's alive. But ultimately, in that first part where we see her disappear, no one really knew what happened to her. We see the group of kids. They're all trying to move on. But, Mike, he still can't shake that he lost Elle, and he obviously really gravitated toward her a lot. Joyce, she is in full protective mom mode right now. And she is absolutely like keeping a very close eye on Will, watching this kid like a hawk. A loss you want's not going to happen again. And Hopper, he's been acting a little bit strange. He's sneaking some food into the woods, and we don't really know what's happening with that. It's almost like he's hiding something. Hawkins looks normal again, but almost like the calm before the storm normal. And then we go into season 2. This picks up a year later, and it's clear that the Upside Down isn't finished, as far as that story goes. So that's kind of where we're at. So let's jump into it. Our reviews are simple. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are going to just talk episode by episode, give our thoughts on each episode. And then at the same time, I got a little bit of some fun facts sprinkled throughout, certain episodes. So we'll kind of jump into those things as well. Episode 1 is called Mad Max. Chapter 1, Mad Max. Here, Sam, we see the gang meets a new student and gamer, Max Mayfield, who instantly grabs Dustin and Lucas's attention. Will Byers, he is still experiencing some terrifying visions in the Upside Down, and a giant shadow creature, the Mind Flayer, is very relevant in his life. Joyce is dating Bob Newby. Is that his name? Newby? Is that how you say it? I'm assuming that would be it.
That's
Bob
him.
Newby. And he's this guy that just is a manager at Radio Shack. Did you ever go to a Radio Shack? Have you ever been to one?
Yeah.
Okay. I loved going to Radio Shack, but I only loved going for like the RC remote car. Like I thought those things, the remote control cars, I thought those things were cool. And then last of this episode, we see Hopper. He's secretly caring for 11. He's been taking care of her, and he's kind of been hiding her out in a cabin in the woods since she escaped the Upside Down.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about episode 1. What are your thoughts?
I think it's a fine episode. Watching it kind of like immediately after season 1, it almost feels like kind of redundant in a few ways. I don't think it's a bad episode by any means. I like meeting, I think we get Billy a little bit in this episode.
We do get him a little bit, yep.
Meeting Billy and Max is cool because honestly, I like both of those characters quite a bit. It's a fine episode. It's a good kind of restart, and then especially the end of the episode, seeing that 11 is still very much alive is kind of a big deal. We kind of expected it anyways, just because of the way that season 1 ended.
Right.
But it's nice to see she actually exists.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think Billy and Max making an appearance, into Stranger Things is just a great thing for the show overall. Billy, he's somebody that, as a viewer, you're not supposed to like him, but he is a great addition to the show. I love his character. Even the actor that plays him, he does a great job. I wish I knew his name off the top of my head. I know he was the Green Ranger, the Red Ranger. I'm sorry. He was the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers reboot that
really
happened some time ago. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man. I think he was good in that. But I mean, overall, that movie didn't do well.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Overall, it was not, a big hit. But this episode was cool. Something that really stuck out to me, I really liked, was the attention to detail with the time period. Because again, this is a show that takes place in the 80s. But what caught my attention is there was a scene when they were, where we have the movie theater in the background, the local town movie theater in the background. And it said the Terminator was playing at that movie theater. I thought that was cool. So I went and looked online and see what was the release date for the first Terminator. And it was October 26th, 1984. And this season takes place in October. And I thought that was really cool. And, we see the boys, they get to dress up for Halloween and whatnot. And so the attention to detail was great.
That's cool.
The music they play out, throughout it was phenomenal. Overall, great episode. Started off strong. And then we also see, obviously, Steve Harrington and Nancy.
Yeah.
They're still together. They're kind of kicking it in the beginning in his car and talking about homework or what does he need to do to succeed in school, I think is what that conversation was, something like that. But yeah, episode 2 is called Trick or Treat Freak. It's Halloween in Hawkins and the kids dressed like Ghostbusters. Will has another terrifying vision of the Mind Flayer during trick-or-treating. That scene was epic. Nancy feels guilty about Barb's death and starts to unravel emotionally. And 11 gets frustrated, hiding, and tries to contact Mike via the radio. What a cool scene that was as well. Mike obviously has really been struggling on his own. And with 11 also struggling, you would think I don't know. I mean, not that you wouldn't think it wouldn't be 11, but poor girl, she is in the woods, in this cabin with Hopper, which is, he's taking care of her. But at the same time, Mike is wondering where she's at. Hopper's been taking care of her this whole time. And 11, I could not even imagine, being in the experimental facility that she was in, escaping and finally getting to be in the real world. And then she has to hide again, right?
Yep.
Unfortunate. Fun fact for episode 2, though, the Ghostbusters costumes that they used in that show, or in that episode, I should say, in season 2, they were designed by the same guy who did the costumes in the Ghostbusters movie in 1984.
That's
I thought
super
that was
cool.
a very cool, fun fact.
They were good costumes too.
They were good. They all like vacuums on their back. Is that what that was? I mean, that's essentially what they use also in Ghostbusters, but I thought that was fun.
This is one of my, I think, favorite episodes of season 2.
Oh, cool.
For only, did I say season 2? Yeah. If like exclusively for the vision that he has, like how he sees the Mind Flayer this episode. That whole sequence is so freaking cool. And then, well, this goes into some of the later episode stuff, but then you like find out he dropped the camera and it was like still recording and all this stuff, and it's just cool to see.
Yeah. This season in general is just like the Mind Flayer plays such a pivotal role in it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, episode 2, you do get to see the Mind Flayer play a really cool entry point into this, really what is going to be happening for Will for the, foreseeable future. Always. Yeah. And then
kid suffers, man.
He goes through it. Yeah. Episode 2 is cool. I like this one a lot as well. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, I like every episode except for one of them, but we will talk about it. But I mean, even with that being said, again, I mean, I think they're doing such a good job here with the Russo brothers, telling a story, continuing to make us fall in love with these characters, even though we're missing 11 to be a part of the group. And this goes back to what we were saying in season 1. Like, you don't need 11 to be a part of the group. Like, she's not the main character, you know? Like, I mean, she is in her own way, but you made a good point in season 1 saying they're all kind of their own characters in different points, right? And so these characters can really thrive on their own and hold their own, which is cool. Let's move on to episode 3, the Pollywog. Dustin finds a strange little creature in his trash can and names him D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan.
How do you know D'Artagnan?
I think that's what he says in the show.
I don't know.
I've never seen it spelled like that.
But he names him Dart for short.
Yeah, Dart.
But it's really a baby Demogorgon, which is crazy. How did we think this thing got here? Is it just from like, did we ever figure that out?
Yeah, I think it was like, this is getting into the later episodes a little bit, but like all those tunnels under Hawkins was kind of the like breeding ground for these dudes. Right.
I guess my thought was it came from like, we were just supposed to try to figure out why this thing is here and like how it got there. But you're right. That is a big part of what to me is happening. And that happens in an earlier episode where Hopper's, getting the call that, hey, there's all my crops are being, ruined. And it's this guy who's doing it from these local farmers. And really it's these underground tunnels that are happening.
Yup.
But Will's visions are getting worse as the Mind Flayer begins to possess him, and 11 argues with Hopper about being kept hidden. And let's kind of go through a little bit of this because there is a few things for us to tackle here. 11 and Hopper, we really get to see their relationship thrive in this episode. And I say thrive, meaning not for the better, but just their character development really get to move forward a lot. I thought that was really exciting. We love Hopper. We love 11. And anytime we get to see those characters kind of grow and add on to why we love them, I think is always a good thing, obviously.
Absolutely. And I think that something that this episode really shows well, and I guess kind of the next one too, is how well they have like these parallel storylines. Or I guess maybe not parallel, but they have these storylines that are continuing and will eventually meet. Like, that sounds like a stupid thing to say. No. They do these separate things very well, and they're cohesive, and they make sense, and they develop the characters involved. Yeah. And then it's like, once they come to a conclusion, it's like, wow, this made so much sense.
Yeah. To go along exactly with what you're saying right now, I mean, we see the payoff at the end of the season.
Absolutely.
Right? There's this, they're butting heads at the beginning, and at the end, they come together in this really beautiful way, which we won't spoil now because we're going to get to it in a few minutes. But yeah, it's great. Episode 4, Will the Wise, #Colton. Little D&D shout out right there. Episode 4, Will the Wise. Will's connection to the Upside Down strengthens as he begins drawing strange, sprawling vine-like patterns. Hopper investigates rotting crops around the town and discovers that tunnels spreading, and that this is what we're talking about earlier, that the tunnels are spreading underground, and that this is happening because of the Demogorgons, right? That they are creating these tunnels. Is that fair to say? Is that what it's happening?
Think so.
Or the
Yeah.
tunnels have always been there, I guess?
No. Well,
because I'm confused on how the tunnels
I
got
think
there.
that they're creating them. My understanding is that. I could be totally wrong.
We're going to say they're creating them because
Yeah.
they don't explain that,
Yeah.
and it would just make sense. So
Yeah.
these Demogorgons, they're going at it with digging. 11 leaves the cabin, desperate to find her birth mother. And this whole scene was, I wouldn't say I loved it, but it seemed, so I guess let's just jump into that. 11 does leave the cabin to go find her mom, but to me, it just felt like too easy. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
her finding a parent should be more of a task,
Yes.
I guess.
100%.
It just seemed
She
too
just
quick.
kind of walked up to her house. Like,
Exactly. Walked up to her house. There's a guardian there. And again, I don't even know who this other lady is, but there's a guardian there with her mother, and her mother's kind of gone cuckoo, but really she's just.
Is it not her sister?
Is that what it is? I don't
think-
know.
I don't know.
It probably is. I have no idea, or I don't remember that, I should say. But anyways, we find that her mom is kind of like in the mind palace. Is that what 11 calls it? And so this scene just seemed a little cheap to me, among other scenes in this season that felt a little cheap, I would probably say. But
I think it was something that they probably cut a lot out of to reduce the time, like how long episodes are. It's like, I don't know. It just felt rushed, I guess.
I think that's a good way to put it. Like, it's cool that, you know, that whole backstory is there. And I love the kind of, I don't know, being able to kind of look back at the story, because they did show this in this episode where her mom went to the, what is it? What's that building? Is there a name for that building?
The, like, Hawkins Lab?
Hawkins Lab. There you go. That's exactly what it is. It shows her mom going to Hawkins Lab when 11 was taken from her. And, you know, heard like, hey, that's my daughter. And then she kind of gets stunned and, you know, knocked out.
Yeah.
But that scene I really appreciated. But again, this whole scene kind of just felt a little cheap to me. But this is really cool. This is like Hopper, him going and investigating all these tunnels, right? Even before what we saw in the beginning of the season, Hopper hears about this and he's like, hey, this is kind of crazy. You know, this is a little weird. And then he gets there and he starts to see like, whoa, what's happening? You know, this is not, I don't know that he necessarily knew right away that it was like something related to that. But as time goes on, he starts to figure it out. And so it was cool.
Yeah.
Episode 5, Dig Dug. Hopper gets trapped in the upside down tunnels, but is rescued by Joyce, Bob, and the others using Will's drawings as a map. Dustin realizes Dart has grown rapidly and is now deadly, and 11 finally finds her mother, Terry Ives. Oh, gosh. Well, maybe we got that wrong. So now she finds her mother, but she didn't find her mother as fast as we probably led off to believe, but she found her mother the next episode. Even then, I was just like, and I think my point with that is like, it's season 2 that I still feel like there's so much of 11 we need to know about. And here we are already finding her parent, you know, and I think it just felt a little too soon. That felt like more of a season 3 thing to me. Like, she's a little more grown up. She's going with Max to the mall. She's asking questions to Max, like, hey, tell me about your mother. And like, I'm going to go find my mom. I feel like that sounds more appropriate as opposed to here's this little girl and she just goes and finds her mom.
Yeah. But I mean, also, as I was just kind of crapping on this scene, I think it also makes sense to do it this early because then it's like, we don't need to deal with this later, you know? I think get it out of the way, let the situation happen.
Yeah.
And let her, you know, character do whatever the next season.
Yeah. I think that's good. What about the Demogorgon? This thing eats Dustin's cat.
That pissed me off so bad. I hate that scene. Every time I watch it, I'm like, man. And also, do you have
Is
to
it
show
because you have a cat?
It's more than I don't know, man. That's just like, and Dustin does not care. He's like, oh, anyways.
Yeah. Well, and I hate when movies and shows do this, but his mom is like a blabbering idiot. You know, she is. I mean, she's like, oh, Dusty Bun, I can't find our kitty. Where'd he go or whatever. And Dustin's like, Mom, it's okay. You go find him, blah, blah, blah. He's over here. Someone just called. I'm going to stay here just in case. And What's going on? Why can't we get parents that are just got their heads on straight and these kids have to navigate living with parents that are smart? You know,
Mm.
we always get these Disney Plus shows where the kid has their own bunker
Yeah.
and they can live their own life and run the entirety of the United States, whatever. Anyways,
But
little
also, something else I dislike about this episode, Bob immediately knowing, I know exactly where this piece of paper goes on, like, in this just sprawling wall of papers, like,
oh yeah.
drawings. That's so dog crap to me. Like, it's a map.
Yeah.
It's a map, you guys. There's no possible way he could have known that, right?
I think what's more crap is them putting the papers together.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
Like, I mean,
Yes!
I get it. It's a puzzle, but what are the chances that you actually get that put together? Because I'm sure so
0.
many of those look similar,
Yes.
you know?
I mean, even if you look at, like, the walls, man, there's, like, here is a, you know, 12-inch section of a straight line down the middle of a piece of paper, and immediately next to it is the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
100%. I mean, I'm with you on that, Sam. I think that's pretty silly. I mean, Bob picked up on that pretty quick, and that might be why Bob's the man, but hey,
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Bob is the GOAT, but come on. He didn't have
Bob
to
is the GOAT.
he didn't have to achieve that status by doing something like that, you know?
He had to go show off, man.
He
Bob had to
did.
do him
I
like
guess
that.
you're right. I guess you're right.
Episode 6 is The Spy. Will is fully under the Mind Flayer control, and he's acting as a spy for the creature, meaning the Mind Flayer, not necessarily the Demogorgons, although he can't communicate with them, from my understanding. A trap is set by Hawkins Lab soldiers, and it backfires, and the Demogorgons ambush them. Will says, like, this is the central point. There's something happening where all these tunnels meet. And so all the soldiers, they go there, and then Will, communicates with the Mind Flayer and says, this is where all the soldiers are. Go get them, kind of thing. And that's what happens there. And then Dr. Owens, who's a newer character, who's been Will's doctor, he realizes the Upside Down, the infection is spreading faster. Like, the infection from the Upside Down is spreading faster than anyone thought.
Mm.
And so a little more put on the line right there. This
Yeah.
episode was cool. I enjoyed the rush that came with it. I thought it was really, like, dark that Will did something like that in a good way. I like that they kind of took it in that direction. Like, Will is not just a sweet little boy. And yeah, he's like controlled by the Mind Flayer, but at the end of the day, like, we see from our perspective, Will do this. Again, knowing the Mind Flayer is the one who's kind of pulling the strings, but still, that's crazy. Like, could you imagine being like his mom and like seeing your son like create
Yeah.
mass murder with,
Yes.
these Demogorgons? That's wild.
Yeah, and, like, this is another part of where I think Will's actor is just insane in these early seasons. Like, asking a 12-year-old to act like you're just completely possessed is wild. Like,
Yeah.
he does it so well.
Yeah. There was a fun fact I skipped before. Let me go get it real quick. Yeah. Noah, the guy who plays Will, there were a few scenes when he's like throughout the season acting like he's possessed. And it's like to make it look like he's more possessed. He's like, doing the movements, but then they go and reverse it. And so when we see him like acting possessed, it's him in reverse. It's really cool to kind of make it look like a not natural movement.
Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty brilliant. Also, another fun fact for this episode, for episode 6, when all the Gorgon dog looking things, when those things were like in Hawkins' lab attacking everybody, a lot of those scenes were actually not CGI. They were these animatronic models of Demodogs. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's cool.
Your favorite episode, episode 7, which is The Lost Sister. 11 travels to Chicago and meets Callie. Number 8, another child from the Hawkins lab who can create illusions. That is her power. Callie tries to teach 11 the harness her own anger and to get, more out of her powers to make her stronger. But 11 chooses compassion and returns back to Hawkins. Sam, why is this your favorite episode?
Well, I really just like the character development of the episode.
Mm.
And, I think the best part is how this episode sets up the group of characters that are included in it to be in the later seasons. Like, dude, I hate this episode
We
so
don't
much.
ever revisit these characters at all.
No. And I am so scared they're going to bring them back in season 5.
I have a feeling they're going to,
And
at least number 8.
Oh,
But it's out of all those people, isn't it only just number 8? Like, she's the only one in that group that has powers?
Is that true?
I think it is.
It might be.
I think she's the only one that has powers.
But this whole episode is just like, I skipped it actually this time around.
Okay.
Like,
I
I'll
did
level
too.
with you.
No, it started, and then I was like, "Oh, that's what this is."
Yes.
Next episode,
So
Netflix.
I've been watching it with my wife, and I haven't, I didn't tell her that we skipped it. Like, she didn't notice.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, there's 11. Why does she look like that?" I'm like,
Mhm.
You
Teenagers.
you missed it."
Or kids.
And the thing is, I think my beef is that you could skip this episode and pretty much nothing changes. Like, yeah, you can say
Yeah.
there was character growth, but it's not visible growth. It's like she just returns to how she was at the end of season 1.
Yeah,
So
she does. I agree. She does. Yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna defend it. You're right. Fun fact for this episode, this is the only episode shot entirely outside of Hawkins. And obviously, because of that and other things in this episode, we see a divide amongst fans. I don't even know if you call it a divide. I think everyone's on the same side for the most part.
Yeah, I
Unless you're
don't think I've ever heard anyone say like, "Oh, that was a good episode."
Episode 7. I
Yeah,
love it.
most people don't remember it because it was unremarkable.
Yeah. I did the same thing, Sam. I skipped that episode.
Just doesn't
Didn't see any
It's a
need to watch
waste
it.
of an hour, you know?
Yeah. Episode 8, the Mind Flayer. The Demodogs, we'll call them. They invade Hawkins' lab. And this is kind of where the animatronics that we're talking about, they invade Hawkins'
They're
lab.
invited to Hawkins' lab.
They're invited. Well, they kind of are, actually, from Will.
That's true.
Bob heroically helps everyone escape, but dies in doing so, in saving everybody. He sacrifices. I actually wouldn't say he sacrificed himself because he totally got caught off guard.
But he stuck behind, like,
Okay, you're right.
to help them out.
He did go back and sacrifice himself there, but his death was like he was like, "Oh, cool, we're here.
Yeah,
I'm about
like,
to
we're
walk out that front door." And it's not like one was going for Joyce and he's like, "Not today," and like tackles it, right? So he sacrificed himself 50%. We'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe if he was a little bit faster, he would have been fine.
Yeah, a little bit faster. We see Samwise Gamgee has always been slow, right? Let's see. The group hides at Joyce's house, and Will communicates through the Morse code while he's possessed, which is really cool and brilliant. I thought he was communicating with the Mind Flayer, like via Morse code. That's what I thought was happening. And then when Hopper said what he did, it kind of like nixed that. So that makes sense. And then 11 returns just in time to close the gate, reconnecting with her friends. And she saves them from getting killed by this Demogorgon, or really all of the Demogorgons, like coming for her, for, her friends. But she kills it, throws it through the window. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything else on that episode, I guess, from you?
I mean, honestly, this whole episode kind of, to me, felt like, oh, Bob died. Let's go home, figure something out. And then 11 shows up. Was this the episode that had... sorry, no, it wasn't. Where like Max, Lucas, Dustin, and Steve were like in that bus.
No, that was before
That was the one before.
That is this episode. Episode
okay.
8. I think it is because it's episode 8 because they go to do this and then Steve's about to get, pounced on by 4 of these demodogs, and then before that happens, they run off and run away because they're running towards the lab because something's happening at the lab.
Yeah.
And so, episode 8. Episode 9, in our last episode, this season finale. I was going to say series, but no, the season finale is called The Gate, Chapter 9. The team splits up. We got 11 and Hopper. They go to seal the gate. Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy exorcise the Mind Flayer from Will, or exorcist. That's what it is. They do it. We see Joyce, Jonathan, and Nancy do an exorcist to get this thing out of Will. Yes. Pretty gnarly. Dustin and Steve act as decoys, leading Demodogs away, and then 11 closes the gate with her powers, ending the threat for now. Months later, the kids attend the snowball dance, but the Mind Flayer still looms over Hawkins. We see a conclusion to season 2. Give me your thoughts on this episode, and then we'll kind of jump into like overall season 2.
I think that this episode, honestly, you know how every season of Stranger Things ends with like a pan out over like the town or something like that, or like the house, and there's always like boom, big thing in the background. This is the one that I think had the most impact to me. They have
Okay.
that song, "I'll Be Watching You" by
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
playing, and then it's like they go out of the school and it's like right over it. Oh my gosh, dude.
That one is pretty wild.
That
I
one's
agree.
so good. It's like, yeah, you're still screwed, Will.
Yeah. No, that's a cool comparison. I didn't think about that. I completely forgot about that scene, but yeah, that part is wild to think about. Good episode. Season 2 overall is great. Let's talk. What would you rank season 2?
Honestly, overall, see, what's nice about Stranger Things is that none of the seasons are bad. They're all good.
Mhm.
The hard part is figuring out like where they stand kind of in those upper numbers.
Yeah.
I think season 2 it's probably an 8. I would almost say a 7.5.
I
And
was
like
gonna give
that
it an 8 as
feels
well.
okay. Okay.
I think it's an 8.
I'll stick 8.
Yeah, I think there's a trade-off here, right? Like there's some things that clearly didn't work for this season, whether it be, that one episode where we see 8,
Yeah.
or if we have the whole dynamic between 11 and her mom, right? There's and that might be more of a me thing. I don't know if it sounds like you didn't care for that dynamic either.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Maybe it didn't land with some other people as well. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, there's some things that didn't land in this, but we also, in trade off, we got some stuff that worked really well. We get the dynamic between Steve and Dustin kicking off, which is pretty cool. That friendship obviously grows in the later seasons. We get introduced to Max and Billy, which is huge parts of the future seasons. So there's cool trade offs. We got Bob. Everyone loves Bob.
One season wonder.
One season wonder.
There's always one of those, dude.
That's fair.
Every season has like, oh, that's a cool character, and then they're dead by the last episode.
Yes, they are. All right, Sam, this leads us to our character ranking, probably the most exciting part of our Stranger Things review that we've been doing. We have our characters all ranked 1 through 10. However, that's about to grow to 14 because we get introduced to 4 new characters that are notably worth introducing into this. We have other characters that we got introduced, but they're, like Bob is not going to be on this list because I don't think he should be. We see him for 1 season and then he's dead. And
He'd be a 1 anyways. Come on.
He'd be a 1.
It's just not fair. It's not fair.
There you go. So kind of working backwards, we've got Will Byers at 10, Jonathan Byers at 9, Nancy Wheeler at 8, Lucas Sinclair at 7, 11 at 6, might be a hot take for people, but eat it. Mike Wheeler at 5, Dustin Henderson at 4, Joyce Byers at 3, Steve Harrington at 2, and Jim Hopper at 1. Here's how we can do this. Let's talk about Max. Where does Max go into all of this? When I think about Max, I think of like the perfect addition to the group of guys. Like she is what the group of guys needed. Even if 11 was still in the mix with the guys in season 2, like Max is just such a cool character. She's, bullied by her brother. She's got this really tough exterior, but she wants to be accepted and she wants to hang out with the guys, but she doesn't want to come out right out and say that, And so she's really excited that she gets to go do Halloween with them. She's excited that, she's kind of being brought into this secret and she wants to be a part of it all. And her feelings are very sensitive when Mike kind of goes against her. So we see a lot of vulnerable sides of Max, which is cool. When I think of Max, I've got a rank, but here's my question. Should we create a season 1 rank of characters and then a season 2 rank of characters? Or should we just say, hey, this is an ever evolving list?
I think it's an evolving list. I think it has to be.
So let me do this. We are going to make it an ever evolving list, but I do think just so we could kind of look back and see where we've been with this, I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I liked Max way more than I did 11 in this season. I would put Max at 6.
Whoa.
Dropping 11 to 7 and everybody else down. I like 11. I like what happens with her character development. But man, I got to be honest. I think I enjoyed Max's addition more.
I have a hard time with Max. I think that she's a little bit annoying sometimes.
Okay.
I do.
We're not on the same page.
We're not on this one.
Okay.
And also to me, like, this is going to be a tough ranking, dude.
Yeah.
Because I do agree with you that 11 is like, honestly, 11's kind of a non-character this season. She's there at the like beginning a little bit, and it's like, okay, she's alive, and she doesn't like what's going on right now.
Well, we do see her throughout the season, but the thing is, there's so much more happening And I shouldn't say so much more. It's just there's a lot of character development with all the other characters. And again, that's the Russo brothers balancing all these characters so well, right?
Yes. I think I would agree for now.
It's not to say for season 3 she stays there. Right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you said put her at 6.
So it would drop 11, Lucas, Nancy, Jonathan, and Will down 1.
See, my thing is, I would have a hard time putting other characters below her.
Well, actually, hold on. This whole list could change.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
So how do we do this?
So it's 1 through 14.
Yeah, so I guess I should just do this.
This is a hot take. I would be happy to put her at 13.
Mac?
I would. Yes, I think she's a good character. Actually, sorry. I'll be generous and go 11. I'll put her at 11.
Who's below her then?
Oh,
Who's your 14?
We can get to that.
Let's get to it now. Who's your 14?
My 14 is probably Dr. Owens.
That's 100% mine as well. Okay.
Not because I don't like him. I actually think that he has a little bit of a redeemable personality towards the end, but he's also not a character.
Right. But I put him in here because we see him in the future of seasons.
That's fair.
Actually, should he be a part of this?
No, get him out of there.
Okay.
He's 14 anyways. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's fair. He does play a big role in season 4, but it's not big enough to where he should be on this list. So I agree.
Yeah.
All right, let's think.
Let's do what we did last time and work from the bottom up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do is, okay, I think Jonathan Byers is 13.
Oh, I can.
Jonathan was a whiny teenager this season. He's crying in Nancy's shoulder when his mom is trying to get the mind flare out of Will up in the cabin. He's being
your brother is possessed.
Yeah, but he stepped it up in season 1, and then he goes to this. He was all to his brother at the end of season 1, hey, we got this together. I'm here for you. And even said at the beginning of season 2, he's like, hey man, I'm here for you. And then he's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's what do you want? Do you want him to keep the mind flare inside of him? Get this thing out of him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll concede. I'm fine with 13.
Concede? Who would you put here?
Nancy.
See, I would put Nancy higher. But
why?
Also, not much higher. Okay. I'm just saying she's above Jonathan is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
All right. Number 12.
Number 12?
Sorry. So we're doing just top 13 right now.
Yeah, are we doing
Dr. Owens?
Something important is, are we doing this based on how well they're written as characters or how much we like them?
Hey, this is our podcast. Just how much we like them. Where do we think they deserve to be?
You see, I think then...
Okay, how good of a character they are.
Okay,
let's do that.
I'll tell you, my reasoning is Billy right now. I'm thinking about him as a character, and I have if it's based on how much I like him, it's a 12. He's a dirtbag.
Let's do how good of a character they are, because that's what we did in season 1, right?
That's good. I like that. Okay.
So we got Jonathan Byers at 13. Number 12.
12, I kind of want to run Nancy again.
Yeah. Yeah, I could go with that. I'll go with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So Jonathan at 13, Nancy at 12. Number 11.
11, probably. Actually, I said that as a joke, but I might not hate 11 at 11.
Obviously love Jim more than her. Character-wise, we're saying Steve, Joyce, Dustin, Mike, Lucas. I don't remember a whole lot of Lucas in this season.
Yeah, Lucas and Max kind of have their moments, though,
That's true. All right. I'm good with 11 there.
That's what I thought.
You better put her there. Okay. Number 10. I go for it.
I kind of like what's at 10 right now.
I completely disagree.
He's in one episode.
He's in a couple episodes.
I think he's only in one this season.
No, because he's in one episode talking to Hopper at the beginning, in his office.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then, even then, the point is he's here to stay. And I'm not thinking future seasons, how much I love that character. If we're going just off this one, I think he brought a lot of the whole dynamic with him, Nancy and Jonathan at his place was so brilliant. And he's like, there's a bed in the back you guys could share. And they look at each other and he's like, what, y'all aren't going to share a bed? And then he just kind of goes off on a funny tangent. I love that character.
Okay.
I like Lucas at 10.
Whoa.
Look at our characters. We've got so many good characters.
I know, but the thing is, I like Lucas as a character.
Okay. Well,
and
convince me.
I can't. Honestly, I don't know if
10?
I can. 10? Man. Mike. Let's put Mike at 10. I hate Mike.
Really?
Yes, dude.
I'm going to have to edit the crap out of this episode. It's so long.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not complaining. I'm saying like this. It's funny how good. Like it's long because there's a lot of good stuff here. Mike,
if you had to kill one of the 10 characters in here right now, who would you? If you had a bullet, like a gun with like one bullet, you had to shoot one person. Who would it be?
I guess it would be Mike. All right, fine. I'm not proud of it, but there is a big difference between Mike season 1, Mike season 3 and 4 being way ahead of Mike season 2, I guess. So.
I'm gonna totally level with you. I don't ever like Mike.
Oh,
I'm sure that's a hot take. I don't like him.
I think that is a hot take. So
yeah,
I think we're gonna need to. I personally would put Lucas next, but you like Lucas as a character.
I do, but I can be okay with 9 for Lucas.
Okay. Hear me out. 9 is Lucas. 8 is Murray.
I'm okay with that.
And 7 is either Max or Billy.
I think 7 is Billy.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
And then does that mean 6 is Max?
I think so.
Cool.
I'm looking at these next 4 or these next 5, and there's no shot that she's ahead of them.
I completely agree with you. Just to kind of point out the obvious, Bill was number 10. He was last place in season 1. Will is in our top 5. And he's excellent in this season. A lot of great acting came from Will this one. I think, well, I was going to say Dustin at 5.
I think I'm going to say something that you are going to give me so much crap for. I want you to guess who I want at 5.
I know who you're going to say.
Who?
I just think I disagree.
I know.
He had a lot of cool scenes. Are you going to say Steve?
Oh, no.
Good. Okay. Joyce? Not Hopper.
It's Hopper. Season 2 Hopper doesn't do that much. In the last episode, he does.
No, the whole time he's going to the doctor's appointments. He's telling Joyce, he's like, listen.
That's like average stuff.
Yeah, but it's all character development. He's like bouncing being this quote unquote father. He's let's see what else. I'm like blanking right now. No, he's bouncing being a father.
Your eyes are filled with rage.
No, Hopper, he's bouncing being a father. He's also like kind of in control of the scenario while they're at Hawkins' lab. He's trying to get everybody like out of there alive. I thought that I disagree with you. What? I can't do that. Do you like
if not Hopper, you're gonna hate this so much more too. If not Hopper at 5, it's Joyce.
Okay. I need to highlight these. I just need okay. I think Joyce. I mean, here's the thing. We kind of said it in season 1. Like, it's not. We're hitting like top 5 is. There's no bad spot in top 5.
No,
like these are all great characters.
Yes,
and so it's not bad.
They could all be in like 1 or 2, and I'd be okay with it.
I completely agree. Okay, so let's put her there, and let's just see how it looks. Sorry, I'm like hearing some crazy noise outside.
It's the Demogorgon.
That's exactly what that is. Okay, so we got Joyce at 5. Does that mean you want to throw Hopper at 4?
I kind of do.
No,
but. What do you mean, no? Hopper isn't going higher than 3.
See, I could see an argument for Steve being 3.
Really?
Remind me of what we got from Steve this season. I can't remember.
I don't know. He's just cool.
Well, that's my argument for Hopper. I mean, Steve did go to the car junkyard and he was about to like fight off all those. I mean, he really, his dynamic with the kids grew a lot. Okay. I think 4. I think 4 is Will.
I agree. Yeah. 4. Let's just leave that how it is. 4 is Will.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm down to throw Jim at 3. I think that's where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So throw Hopper at 3.
And then we got Steve and Dustin. And I think
this season was a big focus on Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
But I think here's why I love this rank. I feel like just them being in the top 2 really exemplifies like their dynamic in the future seasons, which is cool.
Let's just put them both at 1. It's our list.
Done.
Boom. Problem solved. Then Jim's at 2. everybody wins, man.
Who goes at 1?
I think Dustin. If I had to choose one of the 2, it'd be Dustin.
I think it is.
I think he has a really, like, big role in this season, and he does it well, plays it well.
Yeah, I agree. Are we happy with it?
It looks weird, like, reading it right now, it looks like, "Hmm."
Yeah.
But
So we
again,
got
I think the issue is that all the characters are, like, good for the most part.
they are.
So it's hard to yeah.
I mean, even Jonathan, like, I didn't like him this season, but you gotta have Jonathan in it. Like,
Yes.
it can't be like, he's just a big role in this entire series, which is cool. Even Nancy, so what's crazy to me is we have 11 at number 11. We have her all the way at the bottom.
It's at episode 7, man.
There you go. It's the Duffer Brothers' fault. So, at number 13, we have Jonathan Byers. Number 12, Nancy Wheeler. 11, 11. Number 10, Mike Wheeler. 9, Lucas Sinclair. 8, Murray Bowman. Number 7 is Billy Hargrove. Number 6 is Max Mayfield. Number 5 is Joyce Byers. Number 4 is Will Byers. Number 3 is Jim Hopper. Steve Harrington is number 2. And number 1 is Dustin Henderson.
Yo.
My
like
man. Well, that is our ranking of season 2, and we take it even more seriously, our ranking of the characters of the entire series. So go check us out on Post Credit Chat at all of the socials for YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, and BlueSky. Give us a follow, like a video, leave a comment. We love to hear from you guys. Have a great day, and get excited for Stranger Things. Season 5, it's coming.